Good things aren't cheap. Cheap things aren't good. This is cheap. Is it any good? In this video, I'm going to find out. This is the new LDRC 18401 Pro. Last year, I reviewed the basic LDRC 18401. It looks the same as this, but it comes in either a dark green or a yellow. Unfortunately, this is all I've got left of it because the whole thing was pretty dire. The body is really nice. I've built a TRX4M chassis to go underneath it. I've since repurposed most of that stuff, so that's all that's left is the body. I'm glad to see that the body remains pretty much unchanged. It's got clear rear lights instead of red rear lights. I think that's the only change. First off, I bought this with my own money from Banggood. It cost me, I think, $75. It's currently on offer, I think, at around $70, but the price on there seems to change by the minute. I'll go over the spec differences between this Pro version and the original not Pro version. First thing, the tyres. The original non-Pro version, the tyres were about the same compound as what comes with a Lego kit. These feel really nice. I'm pretty sure they've got no foams in, but they are glued, so I can't tell for certain, but they don't feel like they've got any foams. Underneath, we've got metal drive shafts. I believe we've got metal gears in the transmission, metal gears in the diff. We've got ball bearings throughout. Wherever you can see them, they are ball bearings. We've also got metal oil-filled shocks up here, and they do feel nice. A little bit wobbly, but that's okay. I'd say the rear's set up a little bit firm. Front set up about right, I think. But we can tweak that because they are threaded. The secret sauce of this lives underneath the shell, though. That is a combined ESC and brushless motor. It says on the box it's censored and it has FOC technology. That's very obviously different to the original version. It also has a separate standalone receiver that does appear to have some sort of conformal coating applied to it. We've also got a LiPo battery, not a Li-ion battery. So it's nice to see a proper battery. It also comes with a USB charger for it that plugs into the balance lead, so it's not the best, but it's a good start for an RTR. I believe the steering servo is 19 grams. That's why the rear feels stiffer. Look how much preload's on there. I also don't recall seeing multiple shock mounting positions. It's a nice addition. They seem to be in probably what I would say is the optimal position from the factory, but at least you've got the option to change them around if you want. You've got plastic bodied axles, plastic steering links, plastic chassis links, plastic skid, plastic transmission housing, plastic chassis rails, plastic wheels, although they do look pretty cool being the original Range Rover style 3 spokes. Another nice thing to see is they're using a standard 7mm hex, so you can change the wheels to normal crawler wheels. I've got some from one of my TRX4Ms. As you can see, they do just drop straight on. In the box, as well as the truck battery and charger, you also get a cross wrench thing, little screwdriver, a little tree of plastic parts, wing mirrors and door handles and things to stick on, a couple of spare screws, or sorry, a spare screw, spare wheel nut and spare drive pin. That's nice to see. Mirrors for your mirrors, and a set of lenses for the side repeaters. You also get the usual LDRC remote. It's okay. I've used worse, I've used better. You also get a couple of sheets of instructions and things. I'm going to put it back together, put the battery on charge, put all these on, and then we'll come back and see if it actually works this time. Got all those bits on, got it powered up. We've got headlights, indicators, indicators. And I guess they're brake lights, but I think I'd rather see them on all the time. I might have a little bit of a rejig with the wiring, see if I can make the indicators go away forever and the backlights come on all the time. Slow speed control is absolutely phenomenal. Bear in mind this is just on my itchy trigger finger. There is no adjustment on the remote for throttle trim. There is quite a lot of noise from the transmission. I don't know if you can hear it very well or not. There's a transmission-y noise, and there's also a bit of a vibration as well. I'll try and hold the rig up to the microphone. Doesn't sound great. Again, this is just on my finger, not on the throttle trim. The noise seems to come in when there's a bit of slack in the drivetrain, like as it comes over the obstacle. Let's have a little flex test. It doesn't like going that slow, I don't think. Oh, that's good. Steering servo strong enough to still steer with a bit of load. Quite fast as well. Loads of flex. I reckon it might even have a little bit. No, it hasn't got any more in it. That's. I'd say that those tyres are perfectly measured just to max out the flex. Not bad. I'm impressed so far. I'm going to charge the battery up and then head out to the trail. Right, we're out in the woods. Got the lights on, got the hazard lights on. It's cold, it's wet, it's been raining all morning. I don't think this thing's designed to be a rock crawler, so let's just hit a nice, sensible trail and see how she gets on. You might be able to notice a couple of small changes since you last saw it on the bench. When I was sorting out the box and stuff, putting it in the bin, I found a sticker sheet in the bottom of the box. So we've got, it's supposed to say Range Rover, but I broke the R. So it's Range Rover. We've got Range Rover on the back, and we've also got these cool graphics on the bottoms of the doors. Not sure how I feel about them, but they're on there. So being a 1500 kV motor, it's not going to be the fastest thing in the world. Let's see what the trail speed's like. That's flat out. That's a walking pace. It's not bad. I'm not sure how much that was in shot then, but it did make it. Another thing I've noticed is the drag brake isn't the best. So I'll see if I can demonstrate it here coming down this rock. while you're on the throttle, try and go slow as possible. It'll hold itself all day. Well, until the tyres give out. If I let off the trigger, like now, it just disappears. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit gutted about the drag brake. Everything else was pointing in the right direction. Yeah, I don't think it'll ever make a capable rock crawler with no drag brake. I think it could do with some ground clearance. I have to say, like, for such a cheap rig, I'm super impressed, he says, as it gets stuck. So the throttle's a little bit jumpy. I'm going to put that down to the quality of the radio. It is capable of a really good slow crawl, but just with how much or how little resistance there is in the trigger, it's quite difficult to get used to coming from a half decent radio. I think it'll never be a rock crawler. Main reasons for that being ground clearance and lack of drag brake. The breakover angle, approach angle, departure angle, everything, it's not cut out for it. The tyres are okay. You see there, it's just pulled itself over that little stick. You hear that transmission. It is a little bit whiny, but it's not whiny, it's just a bit grindy and just a bit noisy when it's not under load. It's not obnoxious, but you know, you can hear it. Like I say, it's not going to be a rock crawler, but if you're looking for a seriously cheap, very scale looking 18th scale trail truck with certainly enough capability to not be annoying on the trail, I think you could do a lot worse than spending $75 on this. I mean, you could spend $30 on the base model. That's a lot worse. I'm reluctant to get it wet as well because I'm not sure how waterproof those electronics are, and I don't really want to kill it first time out. LDRC, if you're watching this, more of this stuff, please. More in this size, more with these tyres, more with this motor, more with this scale body. Just, yeah, you've smashed it with this one. I'll leave links in the description to where you can get one. I've got this from Banggood. Like I said at the start, I think it was around $75. Worth every penny, in my opinion. I plan on doing another video with this, going over some budget-friendly upgrades. Just some basic stuff. Wheels, tyres, a little bit of weathering, paint maybe. So if you want to see that, or more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And as always, I'll see you on the trail.